My name is Mohammed Jazim and I work as a product manager in a company called as WorkX in India. And today I'm gonna help you with Snapchat product behavior and what are the different modules Snapchat uses for their product. Starting from the start, Snapchat has its own user onboarding module, which is keenly distributed into sign up flow and the login flow. Sign up as in for a new user and login for a old user. Primarily, if you look at Snapchat creates a unique user ID under certain segments, which is your name, your birthday. Post you have given these two details, they ask you to create a username which has to be unique, and if it has a duplicacy check in the backend of the Snapchat, it will ask you to create a new one. And then it has your password. So that password basically creates a unique key for your unique ID, and then it takes your mobile number just to get the generalization of where from the user is coming from. And once you're created, it asks you to share around with your friends about that you have onboarded on Snapchat, and it creates a little engagement there by creating a bitmoji, which basically is for user engagement in terms of giving a cooler display picture. Once your onboarded is done, we shift in towards the login flow, which is whenever you are done creating yourself as a unique user, you try to push yourself into login, which is like giving your unique username or your unique user ID and your password. Once you're verified, Snapchat pushes down you towards its primary user action, which is creating snaps and sending across to your friends or your friend list, which are your Snap friends. So when I say primary user action, Snapchat was primarily created as a multimedia messaging platform for the millennials in specific. So their default user action has to be camera because they want you to create a snap by clicking a picture or a video through your camera. And then they give your internal user engagement, which is like giving a filter, changing the flash back camera, changing to the multiple snap actions. And once you have clicked your snap, then you can have your edit flow, then you can have your send flow. And if you send it down to your list, it is also strictly divided into two, which is like creating sub engagement with your friends, which is like streak friends, and then it goes by global story or a public story or a private story. Its unique action gives you an option to save your snaps, and a sense of privacy is there that your memories can be subjugated into your offline snap uploads, your my own eyes only, which is like very private hidden snaps which you can keep away from your family or someone who should not be seeing your snaps. The major module on which I have been focusing around has been the geo navigational map and the ads module of Snapchat. So for geo navigational, it's a map, and by snap map I understand that it gives you a view around what's happening across the globe through the snaps that have been made by the millions of users across the globe. And there are certain search actions you can be doing in terms of who the snap is made from, where is it made from, general story, is it a general story, was it a world update, and so on and so forth. Going ahead, the second module I'm going to talk about is the ads module, which is very important to understand, which is the basic revenue side of the whole Snapchat. So its ad module is as simpler as any other ads module in any other social media or multimedia messaging application. It can be Facebook or it can be Twitter or it can be Instagram. So whenever you discover any content which is paid and you have a action on that paid content, it's someone from that content creator who is basically promoting his content and he's paying Snapchat to promote his content. So usually it happens by you know for an ad space where he can create an app install campaign, or it can create a click campaign so that your redirection goes towards App Store, Google Play Store, or any website. And someone who's actually promoting his content, you can be subscribing to that profile. You can be, alerting yourself, which is like snap alert, where you can alert you will get an alert when someone as a subscriber has promoted a new video. Apart from that, it has to be a very specific. Snapchat is very specific in terms of the user engagement that it brings on. So your user engagement comes in by stories, mentioned before that. You can send out your stories to friends who basically have you in the streak list, or you can send anyone. And when someone sends you a story or a snap, you can click it so that the number of clicks has to be measured, that what was an engagement per story or what was an engagement per snap post. Apart from that, you can quick add any friend or any known person, or you can subscribe to any of the content creators. And something very specific in Snap is its recommendation engine on terms of the general content. As mentioned again in the sign up flow, it usually takes up your birthday, which gives Snapchat an idea that what audience segment do you fit in. And once your audience segment is known, Snapchat can basically recommend you the content on the basis of what it has inbuilt on its platform to the creators of the Snapchat. Something very specific, not so complex, not so simple. It's somewhere between the line. Something that I want to discuss about is multi-management for your profile. So your user profile is actually your Snap profile. So there are a lot of sublime actions that you can do, which is like adding your friends, adding a new story, contact syncing for profile creation, contact syncing as in whenever you let Snapchat's backend take in or sync in the contacts that you have on your platform. And when they do it, they do create an alias profile, which is like your dummy profile. And then there are multimedia communication channels through which we can onboard someone else's contacts that are synced into Snapchat's database. So something that I want to discuss more about is ads mapping audience. So whenever we speak about ads mapping audience, there has to be a supply side and there has to be a demand side. So supply is your native ad users. It can be based on your age, it can be based on the gender, it can be based on the location. And similarly for the demand side, which is your advertiser side, someone has to create an advert request on Snapchat for business, then specify that what kind of campaigns are they looking at. Is it a cost per click based campaign, or is it a cost per install based campaign? And then there is a delivery network on which you'll get to understand that how many of native app users have actually got mapped or actually got interested in the ad that you have created. So yeah, this is the whole ads this is the whole product behavior of Snapchat. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you like it or not.